How to round decimals. First of all, let's recap on rounding whole numbers, because that's going to help us to round decimals, because it's the same method. It's just a decimal point involved. So, we want to round 36 to the nearest 10. So when we round to the nearest 10, we look at the units, or the ones. We look at the ones. So we always look one column to the right when we do rounding. And this is a 6. So 0 to 4, fall to the floor. 5 to 9, climb the vine. Little rhyme for you to remember there. So this is a 6, so we round up to 40. If we're rounding 45 to the nearest 10, so we look at the ones, it's a 5. So is the answer 40 or is the answer 50? We either round back down to 40 or we go up to 50, and because it's a 5 it becomes 50. And let's look at now rounding to the nearest 100, 385. So there's two possible answers to this. We either go back to 300 or we go up to 400. So is 385 closer to 400 or is it closer to 300? So what we do when we round to the nearest 100, we look at the tens, because we go back once to the right, one column to the right, and this is an 8. 0 to 4, fall to the floor. 5 to 9, climb the vine. It's an 8, so this becomes 400. So this goes up to become a 4, and these two digits, zeros here. 217, we look at the tens. The answer is either going to be 200 or 300, and because this is a 1, the answer is 200. So that's going to help us now to round to the nearest whole number. I'm going to show you the link. So we've got here 36, that rounds to 40. So 3.6, when we round to the nearest whole number, that means we're making a number that doesn't have a decimal at the end. It's just a whole number on its own, like 6 or 8 or 15 or something like that. So 3.6. So this time, when we're round to the nearest whole number, we're looking at here the tenths column, the 0.1 column. So 3.6, the answer is going to be either 3 or 4. There's only two possible answers. This is either going to stay as a 3 or it's going to go up to a 4. And because it's a 6, it becomes 4. And if you think about it, if you've got 3 and you've got, say, 4 over here, we've got 3.6, which is about here. It's closer to 4 than 3. Okay, so it's rounding up to 4. 4.5, we look at the tenths here. This is a 5. So we either round up to 5 or we go back to 4. So we round up to 5. 8.9, just like we did here, look, actually, just before we move on, 45 was 50, and the same way that 4.5 becomes 5.0, which is 5. Okay, and then this one will be 9. And then when we did this one here, 385, round to the nearest 100, it's 400. 3.85, we still look at this column here. We always look one at the tenths column when we're round to the nearest whole number. So this becomes 4.00, but we don't need to write the 00. So you can see the pattern and the link. 385 to the nearest 100 is 400. 3.85 to the nearest whole number is 4.00. So 4.00, but we don't need the 00, so we just write 4. And then again, 217 to the nearest 100 was 200. 2.17, this is a 1, so the answer is either going to be 2 or 3, and we are going to round down because this is a 1. Remember, we're looking at the tenths, so that becomes 2, 2.00, but we just write 2. 9.58, we look at the 5. Remember, we're looking at the column once to the right of the decimal point, which is the tenths here. So that goes, the answer is either going to be 9 or the answer is going to be 10. So it becomes 10 because that's a 5. And then 3.912, doesn't matter how many digits that go on here. If for rounding to the nearest whole number, we're always looking at this digit here. So the answer is either going to be 3 or it's going to be 4. So 3.912, that rounds up to 4. And that's it. It could be 4.000, but we lose those zeros, so the answer is just 4. So quick recap. Remember, rounding to the nearest whole number, rounding decimals, is just the same as rounding whole numbers. It's just that we're using a decimal point. We're using the decimal point instead. So 36 to the nearest 10 was 40. 0 to 4, 4 to the floor. 5 to 9, climb the vine. And then we applied that in the same way here. 3.6 to the nearest whole number was 4. And we looked at this 6 here, the 6 tenths. And then when we rounded to the nearest whole number, we always looked at the tenths column. So 4.5 was 5. 3.85 rounded to 4. 3.912 rounded to 4 as well, because we look at that 9 there.